The Saints are heading north this summer, huh?
They will build up some unity in the team and in the process maybe build up some fan base as well. The Saints will leave the comforts of home behind for the benefits of a distraction-free preseason environment. Millsap's president Francis Lucas says the Saints will train on her campus in Jackson, Mississippi this summer, utilizing the facilities from July 21st through August 24th. The Saints left Nichols State to train at their own facility on Airline Drive in 2003. One of the reasons that they left Thibodeau was that the practice time that they lost to the summer thunderstorms. Sean Payton told me yesterday that it's a different situation at Millsaps.
I think the one thing you want to have is that you didn't have in Nichols is you didn't have a field turf surface. When you lose that, or you don't have some type of surface that when it gets wet that you still can't practice, then you really get in trouble. And so if you have an artificial surface, you know you can still get your practice in, and I think that's important. The other thing is the closeness to your fields and where you can sleep is an issue. And the idea of being able to take a nap between practices, those things are appealing to me.
The LSU Tigers would like to get...
Saints fans are fired up, huh?
They are, and reaching for their checkbooks. No one can predict what the Saints' record this season will be, but they've already broken one team record: most season tickets sold in franchise history. Owner Tom Benson called a news conference today to announce that the club has sold nearly 55,000 season tickets to date, surpassing the previous record set back in 2003. All the club-level seats are gone in the Superdome that will have a capacity of 65,321 seats this year. 56 of the 137 suites are still on the market. Benson said today that he and Commissioner Paul Tagliabue agree that the business community hasn't yet fully stepped up to the plate.
He and I both are very disappointed in the reaction by the business community. But I know that their support is coming. A lot of businesses have gotten their own problems, and and it's very difficult to them to make some commitments, but I think that our expectations are very high.
While the Saints...
And he had a great sense of humor. Remember the Zest commercials he used to do in the shower? I mean, he was always making fun of a problem that kind of plagued him, and that was his waistline. But former Saints running back Craig "Iron" Heyward, known more sometimes for that waistline than anything else, lost his battle with cancer today. He was only 39 years old. Heyward spent 10 seasons in the NFL, 4 with the Saints. He was the team's first-round pick back in 1988 out of Pittsburgh, where he finished 5th in the Heisman voting as a junior. It was in 1998 when Heyward, then with the Colts, complained of blurred vision. He was diagnosed with a benign tumor in his brain. It was removed, but in 2005 he had a recurrence of that tumor. Friends say his health steadily declined after that. Heyward amassed more than 4,300 yards rushing in his career. He was the Saints' leading ground gainer in 1990 and had his only 1,000-yard season with the Falcons back in 1995. Bobby Hebert, who was a teammate of Heyward's both in New Orleans and Atlanta, called Ironhead a great football player and an even better friend.
You know, when Craig Heyward played with the Saints, he was definitely one of the fan favorites. Such a good guy off the field, struggled with those weight problems, but when he played well, he was fun to watch.
I think the fans enjoyed it because every time he scored, you remember there for a while, he would throw the football into the stands, and of course you got to keep it, so you had a souvenir every time he scored. For 11 seasons, Craig Heyward threw his weight around the NFL. The first 4 of those years he spent right here in New Orleans. Today, the man they called Ironhead passed away. Heyward was diagnosed with the benign brain tumor back in 1998 as a member of the Indianapolis Colts. That tumor was later removed during a 12-hour surgery, and Heyward was pronounced cancer-free. But in 2005, he had a recurrence, and just last week, Bobby Hebert, his former teammate with both the Saints and the Atlanta Falcons, said he was in very poor health. Heyward's career began in 1988 after he left the University of Pittsburgh early. He had finished 5th in the Heisman Trophy voting in 1987. The Saints then used their first-round pick that next year on the big running back. In 1990, he led the Saints in rushing. He then moved on to the Falcons, where in the run-and-shoot system, he was basically used as a 6th lineman. His weight was always an issue, but Ironhead made light of the situation, starring in commercials for Zest soap during his career. He finished his NFL career with more than 4,300 yards and 30 touchdowns. Craig Heyward, dead at age 39. Tomorrow at 2.